Alright folks, this is Sultan and I've got another embarrassing piece of news for you. Just don't shoot the messenger. Remember this pro-jihad woman who immediately after the October 7th terrorist attack said, and let me quote, "We are full of pride. We are really, really full of joy at what happened. Yay!" Referring to the 1,200 Israelis killed by Hamas. Rishi Sunak was the PM at the time, and his home office cancelled her student visa. I made a detailed video on that, which got 1.5 million views. Go check it out to refresh your memory. I'll include the link in the description. So, her visa was cancelled, and then she made a heartfelt video saying she'd fight for her right and for all of you to express yourselves freely in this country. Have a listen.
In choosing to appeal against the Home Office's egregious decision to cancel my student visa on national security grounds for simply speaking up on Palestine, I am not only defending my rights as an individual to freely express my political and humanitarian views, but I am also seeking to defend the wider kind of right of pro-Palestinian advocates and anyone with a speck of humanity that chooses to speak up against genocide and any crimes against humanity. I'm choosing to defend their rights in a court of law to speak up on such humanitarian issues.
Now, the British justice system didn't disappoint. It's the same justice system that imprisons prisoners for calling the police scum, but is too afraid to charge Muslims who assault police officers like these two Muslim brothers who still haven't been charged. Or like this guy who still cannot be found, apparently. It's the same justice system that jails dangerous drivers for up to 12 years if they're white, but gives only 300 hours of community service if their name is Muhammad. I should make a separate video on that, actually. Both of these drivers were found guilty of reckless driving. Both did a hit and run, resulting in death, but one got 12 years, while the other received 300 hours of community service. Let me give you another example. This man went viral in August this year after he was seen hurling abuse at a bus driver whose only fault was being Muslim. Nobody deserves that kind of abuse, and he did get justice. Well, maybe too much justice. His abuser got 10 months in prison. A bit excessive, but okay, he was in the wrong. In contrast, however, a British judge spared an 18-year-old Muslim man who a 13-year-old British girl because the Muslim man said that his Islamic upbringing didn't teach him to respect women. Who would have thought that the truth will come out this way? So, a British judge has accepted that Islam doesn't teach its followers to respect women. This is not just a judgment on this man, but a judgment on Islam. In that case, why does Britain continue allowing people from Muslim countries to enter, if they have already acknowledged that Islam doesn't teach you to respect women? If the answer is that it was just this man and has nothing to do with Islam, then why did the judge accept his reason? Can anyone, after a woman, say, "Sorry, Christianity or Hinduism told me it's okay"? That excuse would be thrown away, just like is using this as a justification. I can show you countless examples proving that the decay of the British justice system has been happening for a long, long time. And now we're reaching a breaking point. It seems the Islamization of the West, including the appeasement of Islam by our judges, our police, our politicians, etc., will continue for the foreseeable future. Which is why we need to do more to stop this. The Islamists appear to have unlimited resources to spread their narratives, with Muslims donating to their cause as if there's no tomorrow. Meanwhile, we're always short on resources to counter their narrative. I need to be producing 4 to 5 videos a week, but as a one-man team, there's only so much I can do. That's why I've launched Harry Salt merchandise. Just 1,000 t-shirt sales could fund a team of video editors and researchers for months, meaning more content and stronger opposition to the Islamization of the West. So head over to harrysalt.com to support the cause we deeply care about and style up in the process. T-shirts and hoodies are available with an iconic Harry Salt silhouette. I'm kidding. I just couldn't think of anything, and since I couldn't afford a professional graphic designer, I just put my silhouette there. I think it kind of looks cool. There's only one way to find out. Head over to harrysalt.com. Now let's get to stopping the Islamization of the West by educating people about what's happening to their once prosperous liberal democracies. This woman, whose visa was cancelled because she celebrated the October 7th terrorist attacks, has won an appeal against the Home Office. She claims her support was solely for Palestinian resistance to occupation without endorsing violence against civilians. So is this why you said we are really, really full of joy at what happened? What happened on October the 7th? Did some peaceful Gandhi-esque pro-Palestinians hold a hunger strike? Is that what you were proud of? No, you said it after Hamas killed 1,200 Israelis in one of the most brutal of manners. But guess what? The judge accepted it. British judges seem to accept any excuse if you happen to be a non-native. The tribunal ruled in her favor, stating that the Home Office's decision to challenge her visa was an undue interference with her free speech rights under the European Convention on Human Rights. Now, before we all start condemning the European Convention on Human Rights, like all things European, I knew there's no way the EU would give absolute free speech. So I looked it up. And under Article 10 of the ECHR, freedom of expression is protected, but may be subject to limitations necessary to protect national security, such as riots, public safety, such as riots, health, such as COVID restrictions, lockdowns, morals, such as if you say something that is anti-LGBTQ. They can take away your freedom of expression in a heartbeat, but they could not see anything wrong with her celebrating one of the worst terrorist attacks on the Jewish people since the Holocaust. Don't take my word for it. I asked ChatGPT if the ECHR allows the celebration of terrorist attacks. Here's what ChatGPT said. Yes, celebrating or endorsing terrorist attacks could be considered a breach of the European Convention on Human Rights, ECHR, because such expressions may conflict with the permitted restrictions under Article 10. While the ECHR upholds freedom of expression, it also allows governments to impose restrictions on speech that threatens public safety, national security, and public order or promotes violence. Thank you. Now tell me, how is the statement, we are really, really full of joy at what happened right after the October 7th terrorist attacks, not promoting violence? Look, I am really, really getting sick and tired of highlighting the naivety of Western institutions, which suffer from this pathological altruism towards people who want to destroy them. Are they corrupted? I don't have any evidence of financial corruption, but I can certainly say that they're ideologically corrupted. They have this suicidal empathy towards people who want to destroy the entire Western world order, and that includes these judges too. The judgment highlighted that her statements could not be interpreted as backing Hamas or the recent attacks led by Hamas, reaffirming her references to Israel as an apartheid state as views shared by human rights organizations. She clearly said her heart is full of joy and pride after the killing of 1,200 Israelis, yet these judges are willing to look the other way and cover that under free speech. I'm a pretty charitable guy, but I really can't make sense of this two-tier system. Anyway, I got nothing more to say. I hope today's video, it probably only made you angry, so don't shoot the messenger. Just like and share, and maybe we might be able to stop the appeasement of Islamists. And the best way to do that, try buying a t-shirt or a hoodie at harrysalt.com. You can also support me on Patreon at patreon.com/HarrySultan, where you can see these videos uncensored and before they're released to the public. Or you can simply just buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/HarrySultan. I'll see you again. Ta-da. If you'd like to support my work, you can become my patron by going to patreon.com/HarrySultan, or you can simply buy me a coffee.